Hello, my friends, my warriors. This is Mary Mac of the Mary Mac Show. Today, I'd like to talk to you about making big decisions, sometimes small, but making big decisions and wondering where are all my family or where are all my friends to help me go through this? And I have to give you the sad truth that there's a good chance you're going to have to make them all by yourself. Now, you can reach out to accountants and lawyers and other professionals that can give you that information and can give you some objective opinion as to what to do. Go left, go right, go down the middle. And then ultimately, you're going to have to make those decisions. And they might not be easy ones at all. After a spouse has died, maybe the prudent thing to do is move back in with your family so they can help you raise the three small little ones you have. It's not easy to do that kind of thing all by yourself. You may have tried it for a while and you're just exhausted. And people are not there for you on a consistent basis. And so it's important that you settle that issue fairly early on so that you know who you can rely on and who you can't, where the money is going to come from childcare if that's an issue. But if you have little ones to raise after a spouse has died, the very best thing to do is be with people, family or friends who you know will be there for you on a regular basis. This is really an important decision that shapes not only your life, but your entire family's life. You need to work. Who's going to be there for the little ones, especially if you're a father who lost his wife and you have little ones? Men are just not accustomed to raising all kinds of children, all ages, when they're originally and usually concentrating on their profession. It's not an easy thing to do, whether you're male or female, but it's still something that needs to be addressed. And what about keeping the home? Is it important so that you know that your children are in their same surroundings, in their same bedrooms, to keep as much consistent after a loved one's death so that they feel safe and secure? These are real life decisions that come up that need to be made. Is it wiser to leave those surroundings? Is it because the area is not as safe as it once was? Do you want to move in with other relatives so that you could use the resources, the funds you have in a better way, where they'll stretch further, especially right now with this economy and this inflationary period in time? A time that we've not really experienced ever before. The only thing close was in 1929 to 39 in the Great Depression in the United States. But where you live around the world, it could be a different time frame, a different period where there was great loss, not just emotional loss, but financial loss. And your whole world turned upside down. This is not easy. Choices need to be made that are probably not what you want to do, but you know that it's better to do that than to always be stressed out and emotionally suffer on a regular basis. Who can you be with Do you have a male friend who was maybe a friend of your husband's, who could be there for you through all of this drama and trauma that we're about to embark on? Can they help you raise your children? Can they be a good partner to you, even if you're not married or you're not at that place where you want to marry yet? But they are reliable and steadfast and they do right by people. Do you have anybody like that in your life? Maybe they could be there to help you. There are so many decisions that come up. Should I buy a new car? Should I keep what I have and keep those funds aside if I need to repair it? Or should I go and upgrade it and make sure that it's as safe as it can be? Use that money for that. What if I'm a widow and I have all the belongings in the house right now and I have no idea what to do with them all? All of your husband's golfing equipment, for instance, his fishing equipment. Did he have a boat? What about his truck? What about all the memorabilia in your house? What do you do with all that? Well, I can tell you that if you have the luxury of being able to stay where you are, it is very good to put everything in the attic or the basement. It doesn't have to be completely out of sight, out of mind. But if it's too painful to have all that around you, just store it for now. You don't need to get rid of it. It's better to just store it right now. Just store it because this way you can go back to it later on if you would want to. Or just revisit it in the attic one day when you're a little melancholy or in the basement. Maybe there'll come a time where you'll decide, I'm going to give those golf clubs to my nephew or my grandson because I know they love golf and they loved playing it with their grandfather and how precious that would be to them. Or maybe there's a certain piece of jewelry that your wife loved and you might decide to give it to your daughter or a niece or someone who you know would value it and care for it and keep it safe and enjoy it on occasion. I remember when my grandmother died, she gave me her engagement ring, actually in the limousine going to my grandfather's funeral. I never understood that. And she said that's what they agreed to do. That when he died, she would give me her engagement ring and wear her wedding band alone. And I said to her, Grandma, I don't need this now. You can leave this for me later. And she's like, No, no, that's what Grandpa and I decided. And so I did receive it and put it on my third finger because it was quite large at the time. And that too, I still have. And I think of that day often. I loved both of them so much. They were like my second parents to me. They understood me so well. And so you need to look at what's going on in your life right now. What do I need to change to make my life better? What do I need to keep my life well or better? So much happens. So many decisions come up. If you've lost a child, do you keep their room exactly as it was the day they died? I don't know. That's a decision that needs to be made. And I know many people who have done that. They've kept their child's room exactly as it was the day they died so that they can go in there and when they're feeling blue, they lay on the bed or read his books or look at his trophies he might have earned in different baseball, football, whatever. And they feel more comforted by it. But I've had people who have attested to me that they did that for a time and then it was just too painful. They wanted to go into that room and it would set them back, it would bring them back. And so there was a time where they decided one weekend to go in, pack up all his things, and put it in the attic so that they could revisit it at some point, but they didn't have to see it all the time. And then they turned that room into a guest room. So when people came to visit, they stayed there. So there are all different options on what you can do and how you can handle things. And I want you to know that there is no wrong answer. Sit with God, pray, ask Him for His direction. Wait for that still small voice that tells you which directions to go, which direction to go in. What is better for you? Maybe it has to be a family decision. So you'll all come together and you'll vote and you'll speak your mind. And it's important that you hear your other children's voices and ask them, how are they doing? What are they struggling with? And how maybe you can rearrange things to help them as they grieve. And I remember even at holidays, it's good to ask, do you want to have a tree up? Do you want presents? Do you want to go away for Christmas this year? Do you want to go away on the anniversary of their death? Do you want to visit some relatives just to be with them, the ones who really understand you? So there's so many different new decisions that need to be met. And I'm sorry to say, but there are going to be very few people in your life who can help you with them. They ultimately rest on your shoulders. And you may not like that answer, I'm sorry. But it's important that you take the time to listen to your still small voice to guide you, to let the Lord guide you. So you are settled with whatever decision you make. And if you think you made the wrong one and you can take it back, then go ahead. Then take it back. Change it. Just change it. So while there may not be the perfect person to get an answer from, other than a professional, and that may be needed at times, all the other ones are going to be made by you in a peaceful mode. That needs to happen. If it doesn't feel right, don't go there. Don't produce another problem for yourself. Just ask, wait, and listen, and see what comes up from the Lord. Maybe He wants you to stay put. Maybe He wants you to go live with other people so that you'll be safe and you have someone who will watch your children while you work. Maybe where you thought you wanted to go is nowhere near what He's telling you to do. You may move states away. You may decide to get out of the city because you don't feel safe there. And now you're in the country somewhere, hundreds of miles away. And boy, will that be an adjustment. But there is such a thing as security and safety. And when you feel more peace in your life, life works easier. It just does. So don't sidestep some of those possibilities. Listen to your still small voice think about it for quite a while and see what feels good to you, because that's the only way you can make a true decision for your life. So I hope that helped you today. Be well. If this has helped you, please do subscribe, like, share, comment, rate, and review. Do what you think is best in life, because this is a new chapter for you. And the only one who can make those decisions is you. And that's perfectly fine. And I know you have the courage to do this. I know that definitely. You have the courage to do this. You may not think you do right now, but I can guarantee you do. And you'll start something brand new. And it may not be, you might not feel the best. It might be a little scary, but that's okay. Any new things that come to you in life are scary. Just keep walking through them. Just keep walking through the fear and the pain and the unknown, because you can. You can definitely do this. I know that. I know that. So I wish you a lot of love, big hugs, and peace on this new journey you're about to take. And I'll see you again soon. God bless.